Isn't that Hercule Poirot?
Do you mean that dwarfish-looking creature mincing down the stairs?
Well, that's not very nice, darling.
What on earth is he doing here?
What appeals to me about him is that he's a foreigner and an outsider, a refugee in a very class-ridden and snobbish and xenophobic society. And that instantly gives any situation he's in an edge. And I found that very full of potential, dramatically.
So, are you here on business? Are there grave affairs to be dealt with?
You know, madame, I am simply the man of leisure.
Essential, n'est-ce pas, to be out of London in January?
Poor man. She's got her claws into him already.
Death on the Nile is one of Agatha Christie's probably, well, one of two of her best-known novels, that and Murder on the Orient Express. And the wonderful script that Kevin Elliott has written for this film, I think, was inspirational, really, and gave me a tremendous sense of responsibility, as with all of them, but particularly this one, because everyone, in knowing it, you sort of translate that into film and to not disappoint. And I hope that the production values and everything that have been brought together for this particular film hopefully will live up to people's expectations.
Hello, Simon. You look a little tired, darling. Wearing you out, is she? I'd hang on tight, ducky. He's a slippery fish. I'll be seeing you.
We've got a lot of comedy from Agatha Christie in the book with the gross eccentricity of the characters. And you've got 3 murders, which is almost approaching Othello, really, in terms of how many people die. So it's a heavy story as far as death is concerned, and it's a light story as far as characterization is concerned, in terms of, as I mentioned, the eccentricity of them. And what she does in the book, which is very clever, is juggle the two constantly. And that's what we're doing, hopefully we're doing here.
Monsieur Poirot, I didn't mean to startle you.
No.
But I am very anxious to speak with you.
At your service, madame.
You know who I am, perhaps?
Yes, I know exactly who you are.
To come straight to the point, I am a victim of an intolerable persecution.
Persecution?
She's very cold and she's ruthless. She's been brought up to be ruthless, and with everybody she meets. I'm sure that we can come to some kind of arrangement.
No, madame. I'm sure we could not.
Well, Poirot, I think, is the one character that actually unsettles Lynette. She's sort of unshakable before she meets him. And I think it's because he just sees straight through her. He knows exactly what she's about, doesn't like what she's about, makes it apparent, but in the nicest possible way, of course, because he's a gentleman. But he's onto her from the word go, and I think it unsettles her a little bit. And she really needs him to help her. She did threaten to kill us, you know. But then she does have a tendency to be a little dramatic.
The books are still fresh. It keeps you, I mean, it really does keep you guessing till the last page. And it's a wonderful way to kind of lose yourself. I always take one away on holiday. If I feel a bit depressed, it's nothing like dipping into an Agatha Christie and, you know, losing yourself in the characters. The characters are so kind of vibrant and very eccentric also, a lot of them, you know, very kind of like bizarre characters. I mean, Poirot is very bizarre, but he's a kind of wonderful, lovable character as well, you know. It just feels quite cosy reading Agatha Christie for some reason. I just enjoy it.
You must stop this now.
And let them get away with it.
Do not open your heart to evil, mademoiselle. If you do, there will be no turning back.
She has taken everything from me, Monsieur Poirot. And I want to hurt her.
297, take 1 at 50 frames a second, A camera.
B camera, 25 frames.
When are we going to see more pyramids? I thought Egypt was full of them.
Oh, Vamoose. Vamoose, get out of here, you little horrors.
Please don't. Oh, what a wonderful way to be remembered. Maybe I'll have one built in the ground, and you could be buried in it too.
I say.
Certainly give the locals something to talk about.
Look up! Look up!
Oh my God.
All right. No, monsieur. Are you hurt?
Cut. Good. Have one more for luck. That was very good.
To be here is a wonder. To realize that you are such a small and insignificant part of an incredible history. It goes. It's you can't even imagine 4,000 years of civilization, and to be here and here we are sitting on the Nile. So to film here is secondary to being here, if you get what I mean. And this is the lease agreement for the Fifth Avenue apartment. Yeah, just sign right there.
Gosh, I've never read a legal document in my life.
How very slipshod of
It's really quite straightforward, my dear. It's just a lot of legal jargon.
I'll just sign on the dotted line.
Now, that could be quite risky, don't you think? Mostly it's finding a way to work with the ensemble, with the other characters. And so it's a day-to-day process. You know, you find certain things that work. This guy's a very nervous fellow, so I figured he's probably on pills of some kind. He's got a, forgive the microphone, but he's got a problem with his, and he does this a lot, you know, and preparation really, no, I didn't do a lot of preparation, but there is, on a day-to-day basis, you come up with something to make, you know, to give the character some life.
Action!
Isn't it miraculous what man can create?
People died building this lot, you know.
So you'd prefer it if there were no sphinxes, no beautiful tombs, no temples?
It's people that matter, not stones.
I think people love puzzles. I think Agatha Christie presents a puzzle and then solves it with delightful language. I adore language. It's why I'm in this business. I like to speak language, I like vocabulary, I like presenting language. It's my job to interpret something. So if something is interesting and well presented and beautiful language and has a trick of the light to it, I mean the detection of finding out who commits a murder and put it on the Nile, I mean it's a winner.
My, she's ugly. Like something you'd unearth on a dig.
People always love a whodunit, and she always peoples it with these extraordinary, eccentric characters. And I think people love Poirot and Miss Marple. There's something about them that I suppose because they're very precise people in an imprecise world, actually. And they're safe and they're secure. And maybe people like that too, I don't know.
Where have you been? You're unusually breathless. Oh, and blotchy.
Oh, dear. I'm sorry, Cousin Marie, I was just outside.
And what have you done with my velvet stole?
Oh, shall I see if it's in the cabin?
Couldn't possibly be in the cabin. I had it in here just after dinner and I haven't moved since. Have I, Dr. Bessner?
No, Miss Van Schorle.
It was on that chair, and it's not now. I thought you must have taken it.
Oh, I'm afraid I didn't.
It was a gift from Count von Mecklenburg.
Miss Robson.
It's the period. It just gives it an elevated sense of fun, really. And we don't see lots of blood and lots of grisly things. We see fun characters, and they're proper whodunits as well. You have a series of characters who could have committed the murder, and it's great to sit and puzzle it out and see if you can beat Poirot.
Bonjour.
Pardon, je ne comprends pas, monsieur.
Had you fooled there, Poirot, you old dog. How strict?
Colonel Race, I do not believe my eyes. How are you?
Saddle sore. Flea-ridden, otherwise tip-top.
Oh, what a big surprise to see you here.
Well, I've been sorting out a few local difficulties. You know, restless natives, the odd assassination, that sort of thing. I said, that's pretty daring.
Oh, merci.
You know, you really must give me the name of your tailor.
David is the one I think the world now identifies with. He's so fastidious, isn't he? He's got that sort of prissy thing and the brilliance, and the brain is working at 90 miles an hour. He's an actor of tremendous precision as well. Thoroughly experienced and professional, makes it all look very easy, but it's clockwork, you know. He's a well-oiled machine, and delightful man, of course. Very different in life to Poirot.
Ah, my dear Colonel, what a beautiful morning, n'est-ce pas?
I'm afraid someone's been shot.
I think David is definitive as Poirot, and this makes it. It just makes it very exciting. He's more detailed. He's very detailed in it, and that is always interesting to work with and alongside.
Did you hear anything at all after retiring? I think I heard a kind of splash just as I was dropping off.
What time would that be?
What's French for the third degree?
Occasionally there comes a part in some lucky actor's life that they're meant to play. And I think David was completely meant to play this part. And you can't imagine anybody else playing it. I mean, he's just absolutely perfect.
And now it is Poirot. No longer me. This is the character, and the only character that I'm aware of as fictional character that received front page news on the New York Times and an obit in the New York Times when Agatha Christie killed him off. So what is it about this man, both in his literary genre and in the television version, that is so captivating? It's got to be him. It can't just be the stories. It's got to be this incredible creation by Agatha Christie. And I just feel enormously proud and very thrilled to be able to take on the mantle of that role and to be deemed worthy enough to keep him.